Hello, hello. Welcome to the stream again. Um, Hope everything is working. Just sharing my links. Hello, Farfade. Nice to see you. Um, I hope the AC is not too loud. It is quite quiet, but I don't know how it sounds on the microphone because it's super hot outside. Hello, good Sir Bunkins as well. It's good. Okay, nice. The sound is good. So, what are we gonna do today? Let's see, everything is open. Okay, well, I can slowly start, I guess. Uh, I hope we can add our own car in your engine like Sopra's car. Not, well, not in the first version. Actually, I mean, you can, if you manage to hack it. Maybe. The first version will probably is probably going to have just open files. Yeah, because I think implementing a package thing is gonna take some time. So yeah, wait. Okay. So yeah, let me begin. Hello from San Francisco. Hello from Serbia. Okay, so here we go. Oh, it's red, yellow, red. Oh, is it interesting? Why is it like there were some drops? Okay, so maybe the connection is not perfect or something. Hope we won't have any many problems. Okay, so a Chamois like car, yes. So yeah, the way the game now works is that basically there is a resources folder, and in it are all the resource files. So like there is this light bake, which I actually don't need anymore. I think I can safely delete it because I'm not using it. I am baking to vertex color now. And then there's this smokes. For some reason I keep 3 copies, but it's not a big texture, so okay. And then there are all the shaders, and then there are also models. So yeah, there is like the rally car is here, spec 17. If you overwrite that one and you make your own GLTF, you could technically load your own car. So yeah, there's an idea. But you need to have the same names. I think actually there is some like GLTF viewer. I think there is an online one. I just found it recently, which is quite practical. Yeah, you just go drag a file. So let's drag this, and you can see here this is the car, but it's pointing downwards because of weird orientation and axis. Of course, OpenGL uses uh, Y for back, right? So yeah, it's pointing downwards. And the reason why it looks so terrible is because this is the thing that you see on top is the collision hull. So the convex hull of the body is what makes the collision, and then underneath it is the actual car, which is really hard to see. You can see the inside a bit, but yeah, I don't. Does it have some kind of a thing where you can toggle visibility? No, you can. You cannot. Oh, you can. You can rotate. You can change the lighting, but you can't toggle things. Maybe there's more. Sample viewer. Okay, this one is the official one. Oh, does this work? Oh, cool. This one is a PBR viewer. Let's try to drop it in if this... Oh, it does work. Okay, cool. But it doesn't give you advanced controls. Debug channels. Oh, this is super cool. Okay, so I can actually use this to debug channels. No one coordinates. What about vertex color? Geometry normal. Oh, there's actually normals, but there shouldn't be because I thought I wasn't exporting it. Shading normal base color. No, not base color. Is there vertex color? Are you kidding me? There's no vertex color. What is this? There's alpha. They have everything except these are all the maps. They have everything except vertex color, and that's the most useful thing to like debug. Okay. Still, oh no. I thought this was a drop down to edit individual models. Well, flavor. That's kind of stupid that it doesn't have like a graph where you can turn off and on things. Even I have that in my engine. But yeah, let's try to actually load the track. So the track is Monty Road. 13 megabytes. Oh, there it is. It's not loading the textures for some reason. Oh, because I'm debugging. Oh, nice. Texture coordinates. Cool. Okay, you can see that how I unwrapped the road. Geometry. Yeah, what about none? Oh, there it is. Cool. Oh, now it's combined. Oh, it does actually combine with vertex color. So it does multiply with vertex color. It's just that you can't see it. Oh shit, this is so nice. This looks cool. It's like a nice art style. Tangent. Oh wow, this is even cooler. Let me take a screenshot of that. Now this is an indie game. Cool. Reminds me of Dazzle Camo. Yep. Nice. Oh, there's more. You can pick a different color grade for your indie game, artsy indie game. So yeah, it's kind of weird that this is so painful. It's weird that there's no vertex color. That's weird. I mean, this is Kronos' thing, GLTF sample viewer release. So, you know, maybe I can submit the bug report and ask for a vertex color. Okay, so anyway, yeah, this is kind of cool that you can review maps. But you know, it would be nice. So the problem is that if I want to make it timed, like, you know, I want to let players. Oh, there's the sun cube. It's still there. Oh, I totally forgot about it. Ah, I didn't remove it yet. So that's that's the object I used for to get a direction of sun from Blender to my engine. So as you can see, this little wedge points into where the rays are going, like, you know, the shadows from the from this rock is being cast on the left side, so on this side. Um, what did I want to say? I forgot now. Yeah, I wanted to say that it would be nice to like be able to lock my resources just because, you know, players are going to time their runs and they're going to compete between each other. And I mean, if I just have all my assets open, anybody can edit them and re-import them into the game. Uh, so yeah, it would be like you know, cheating. So that's a bit of a problem. Nice sun. Hell yeah. Okay. Maybe we, yeah, it would be actually nice to also request a like some kind of a graph where you can toggle things, because that's a problem. Yeah, one thing is like if you want to mod the game, you actually need to name things in the same way. But you can just open this file in Blender and then, because the way I get things into my engine is by name. So this is one object, and then I get it like, okay, spec 17 body, that's the body. And then there's a wheel, and then what I do in my engine is I duplicate this wheel. So if I go into the engine, wheel, here it is. So when I load GLTF into the engine, I search for, by string, I search for the wheel, and then 4 times I just copy it. I duplicate this object. This is a new thing I added recently, actually. You couldn't even duplicate objects before, but now you can. And then, what is this graph thing? Oh yeah, that's just the assignment for the wheels, because this is the physics wheels. And then I assign the transform of the wheels so that they get updated by the physics. But yeah, so yeah, you need to name your wheel exactly the same if you want to mod the game right now. Okay. But yeah, if I want, I mean, for some next version, if I want to make it moddable and also be able to add things, add more cars, then I will have to make these not work by strings, but, you know, make them use some kind of a file maybe next to the vehicle that points to certain meshes, objects, or something like that, so that it gets loaded instead of using a just compile time string literals. But yeah, you can see here that I have a little new thing, brake lights. That's what I actually added. That's basically the only thing I added since the last stream, because I was dealing with a lot of physics and bug and model loading bugs in the meantime. Let me actually start the game so you can see it. Okay, here we go. So I can drive. Oh, let me just remove this. And now the new thing is when you press back, it gets lit. The brake lights. Amazing. So the way I do it is just have this brake lights object, and I just turn it on and off. The funny thing is that I didn't even have the ability to disable or enable rendering before like a week ago, but now I have. And the way I actually yeah, now it's actually every object has a render toggle. So yeah, when I'm drawing the whole scene, I go through each object and I see like, okay, do you need to be rendered or not? And so far, I can't actually. One of the biggest problems in my engine right now is that you can't remove objects. Once you create an object, it's forever there. So in first version of the engine of the game, I won't even bother having to support deleting objects because I really don't need to. But also a few days ago, I tried a little test. Uh, my man single-handedly making Colin McRae Rally 2. Oh well, yeah, that's a bit of a. It is an inspiration, except this game has slightly better physics. You know. I don't know. I never loved physics in Colin McRae 2. I know it was like back in that day, it was amazing. But now looking back at it, and I actually replayed it recently. But yeah, when I replayed it, I was like, oh my god, this so doesn't feel like a rally car at all. And this is not simulation physics at all. I'm actually not even simulating four wheels right now. I'm just directly influencing the rotation. But when you steer, I'm basically directly just rotating the car with torque. But at least it does use a proper physics engine. And yeah, I do have like even this transmission bouncing. Oh, okay. It is actually the image effect of like posterization image effect is actually a bit annoying. So I like to turn it off, even though it looks retro. Without it, it's nicer. Let me resize it. The game actually works really well now. That's surprising, actually. Am I streaming? Everything is working fine, because every time I streamed, there was either some stutter or the game was just working really badly. Okay, so I'm glad that it finally works fine. Okay, and this is still a VIP part of the. Sorry, not VIP. I mean WIP, work in progress part of the track, as you can see by the amount of holes. But yeah, the only part of the track that is nice now is this tunnel area, which I'm going to right around the corner. So kind of starts here. Yeah, so it starts here. So this is the only nice part of the track that is kind of final, although it needs a lot of adding some details. Okay, so yeah, one more new thing is that I actually added tarmac skidding sounds. So now it doesn't sound like gravel anymore. But today I will have to not today, maybe next time, but maybe today, depending on how fast I am with making this physics raycast work. I might implement gravel as well. Okay, so what do you say? Oh, burn. You mean burn for the Colin McRae 2? I mean, I say for that time it was great, the game, and very fun. Maybe you can add some electric poles. Yes. Of course, when I was making this, the cables for Podvarak, I was editing this. I was thinking I have to now add that into my engine. So yes, of course, I have to make some electric poles, and yeah, as I was watching, because like every second day I rewatch onboards of like Monte Carlo Rally, and then I look at things like, oh, what do I need to make? And yeah, of course, there are some poles. And yeah, I do have. Oh, let me shut this down. So this is my to-do, and let me turn off the game. Um, So yeah, there's a lot of arts to make actually, and in there should be there's no poles. Okay, so electricity poles. But you know, I've already made electricity poles for Podvarak, so maybe I just move them to my to the custom engine. So yeah, there's a lot of things, art things to do. Crowd flags. Oh yeah, like flags over the ground, and people waving flags. No, I'm not going to simulate waving probably, but just flags laying everywhere. Conform. Oh yeah, this is actually a priority. Conform terrain to road. I have to finish the terrain road merging. Guardrails. I want to make them procedural generated, and I'm probably going to stream that as well, making the guardrails, because on some of the parts of the track there is nothing on the side, and I'm going to have some guardrails. Bridges, yeah, I have to finish the bridges, the houses in the village, a church for the Chamoisville. There should be a mill on the little river, but yeah, maybe I'm just gonna fake it with houses or something. Yeah, some traffic signs, some rocks and cliffs, just laying around. Chairs, tables, some umbrellas. Yeah, I just added these because like I could have like a cafe or something in the village, and there's some French people with blue white striped shirts and the caps. How do you call these caps? The Yoko Ono cap. Sitting around, of course, just being French. Um, yeah, some winter trees. I actually have some winter trees, but I need some more dry trees, like with just the little branches. Some shrubs, some crowds, and chamois billboards. Improve front end texture of the car. I did actually improve that, so I'm going to make that done. But I do need to maybe paint the car a bit nicer and add some numbers or something. And electricity poles. That's it. Okay, baguettes. Yes, baguettes. Okay, any more ideas? I see your tweet about electric cables. Yep. That's. I mean, I could easily just copy the code into C#. Actually, the code for making the cables is not that complicated. I actually published that. Oh yeah, I should share it because I didn't make a proper tweet about it. I just answered some people into the deep nested comments of the big thread about cleaning up the cable code. But now I've actually added to my utils. So if you look for Notke's Unity utils, today I've added the cablemaker.cs. Builds a line renderer based hanging cables wires using quaternary formula. Also has a static function for filling up a list of points, so you can use it with any other rendering system. So if you go into runtime and then you have cables, what's the cable maker? Cable maker, there it is. And here it is. It is relatively simple. But yeah, this is the main part. So this is the main thing, and it's just maths. Yeah, kind of like this part and this part are the most important. This is the quaternary formula. Using kosh and koth, and I don't know what these are. How do you even say it? Do you pronounce this kosh? It's a hyperbolic function. Two basic hyperbolic functions are sinh and cosh. Yeah, so yeah, it's a hyperbolic cosine, I guess, and hyperbolic sine. Anyway, yeah, it would be actually pretty simple to move this to C++. Okay, maybe later. Maybe if I have time today, I can try it. Um, so baguettes, beret. Yes, beret is the cap. I couldn't remember. Berets and striped T-shirts, of course, and everybody should move like mimes. Uh, Hello, I see there's a satellite photo. Did you also import real life height map? No, actually, the satellite photo is just it's just a texture I got from textures.com, I think. So, uh, UFO. I don't know what UFO you mean. A UFO as a suggestion for a model, something you can find. Wine. Yes, I need some bottles of wine as well. Okay, so yeah, it's not here. Let me open an engine. Shakedown. Monty. Oh, it's not here. Oh, it is here. Okay. 22nd June. Wait, I can't have been opened a week earlier. Did I? 22nd June. Oh, it's true. I didn't add it in a week. Wow. I didn't touch it in a week. I didn't touch assets in a week. Okay. So let me just show you that this is actually a texture. It's not it's not a satellite photo. It is an aerial photo. But it's just a flat, like, like there's some forest and there's some rocks, but it repeats, so it's not great. Up close, it looks terrible, but so that's why I use it for the distance. But if you look at how the texture looks, oh, this is the rock textures. It's so detailed. This is the texture. It's just generic mountain. And I kind of like, oh yeah, you can see that there's actually a mirror here because I was editing it as well in Photoshop or something. It wasn't perfect. Oh, there's a mirror here as well, and a mirror here as well. Interesting, I didn't even notice that it's mirrored in the game, so it's working perfectly. Okay, OVNI. What's an OVNI? Oh, wow, thanks for sharing all this work. Yeah, no problem. I was planning to share it anyway. It's cool that I actually found this by Alan Zucconi. I found a really good post he wrote about catenary curves. So yeah, today I was like, yeah, I don't like how the old cables work, and then I found this great article, and then I just implemented it. So Alan Zucconi. Why doesn't the blog catenary? Oh, there it is. Mathematics of catenary. So yeah, he's talking about catenaries and why you need to have cables in your games, and then he goes into like, oh, how does the maths behind it work? So yeah, and then I was just like, oh yeah, and this is the one you can grab. Oh no, you can't grab. You need to do this. And then I was like, okay, I want to implement it. So I made that work in the engine, in the Unity first. Okay, anyway. OVNI is the French acronym for UFOs. Oh, really? I didn't know that. How do you actually pronounce that? I have no idea. Hybrid unit. You could easily implement random seed to green red light. I don't know what you mean by the green red light. What was that about? Oh, you mean for the UFO or something? A UFO with the lights, or maybe this is not related to UFOs. Anyway, okay, so let's try to start doing things. Oh yeah, I even forgot that I have some updates since last time. Much nicer scoped in. Oh yeah, smooth orbit cam. I do have a nicer smooth orbit cam. I actually was working on the last stream, but I didn't really finish it properly. Whoops. Yeah, this is a problem. I need to find a way how to resize the frame buffer. So yes, thing is that when you right click, you can move your camera around. It's not colliding with geometry yet, but I'm thinking about raycasting from the car and then just just snapping it in front so you don't go through. But maybe this is nice as well because you can just debug things under the ground. Maybe in dev mode I'll keep it. And then, yeah, and so also like it's very smoothly interpolates on the distances. And it also exponentially zooms out once you're far away so that you don't zoom out always and then when you're close, it gets slower and slower. And so I implemented that through a completely separate, like just an H file, just a header file, which is a Orbit Cam controller. So everything is embedded kind of here in this script. And if you call, and it's super easy to call from the engine. So you just need to basically say, okay, give me a default update, which means that it is going to handle input for you. So calculate the distance, the mouse delta, and everything. And then you can just call update, and it will update the camera math and everything. So in the actual game file, I don't need to run this anymore. You can see that orbit cam, where am I spawning it? Not here. Okay, so yes, where it's only referenced here, where I created orbit cam, and I say to invert Y because why? Because I think actually I should actually invert it in code because this is a more natural way to have it. But yeah, it's also one of the things that people always complain about, like, oh, there's no option to invert the y-axis, so I added that. So the only two lines here, and then this is commented out. I don't know why. Well, this is not relevant. And then the only thing that you need to do is I say, okay, while you're holding the right button, default input updates, and then just update the math. So it's constantly updating the math, but only while you're holding the right is it detecting input. And that's it. And then the camera just magically works under the hood. And yeah, one more thing I wanted to talk about is much nicer scoped enums for keys. So I've changed on the last stream. I was showing how I changed the input to use my custom mouse button down and up functions. But now I have even better thing, and that is that I've instead of you having to pass an int, I'm actually passing a mouse button, which is a scoped enum class. So in C++, it's kind of weird because normal enums are actually not scoped. So you can get an enum from, you don't need to call it like with double colons. You can just do like this. Like this is an unscoped enum. It's just like capital letters. Everything is capital letters, kind of. But this is actually a define, so it's slightly different. But it still behaves just like an unscoped enum. But if you want a scoped enum, you need to do something like key, like this one, and then do this, and then you have an A, B, which is exactly what I'm doing. So what I did is I added all these all these cases. I had to copy it from the GLFW, but this is a much nicer way to pass keys around instead of using unscoped enums. So for each mouse button, you can now say mouse button colon left or right or middle of last. I don't understand what last is, but it exists, so I just added it. And then for each keys as well. So instead of saying GLFW key A, you can now just say key colon A, and it's scoped. You can't make a mistake, and you have all the keys there. So the thing is that I noticed now I didn't actually change this to use the new scoped enums. So I can just do it right now to show you how it works. So instead of saying this GLFW mouse button right, you can now say mouse button colon right. And then you say mouse button. Well, it's the same one. Yeah, so it's nicer because it's scoped. It's not macro define. And also, let's see if I have any keys that I didn't. If I go up into input, there it is. So yeah, I am not using any of the scoped enum keys. So I can just say key, comma, key, period, key C, key left control, key F, key escape. Oh yeah, I'm using ESC. This was a weird one. So I couldn't name a thing escape because it already exists somewhere. That's a beautiful thing about C++. You never know when something has the same name somewhere. There is a thing called escape, some escape function, and I couldn't name it escape. Key. And what was this? Grave accent, right? That's for toggling the UI, yeah. Grave accent. And so now I've converted all my key downs and stuff to use these scoped enums. Now when I rebuild it, the thing is that there's absolutely no difference under the hood because it all just points into an int in the end anyway. So yes, and it doesn't change the build at all, but it's nicer. So let's try it now. Let's see, does it work? Well, yes, going forward works. Toggling the UI works, everything works. The orbit cam works. Yeah, I can do everything fine. So yeah, I've just changed the way, you know, for the sake of, how do you say that? How do you say this? Quality of life, right? Quality of my programming life. And I actually didn't change anything in build, so that's cool. Okay. I can actually stage that. Oh, there's a to-do as well. Yeah, and I removed the light bake, which is great. Okay, added scoped keys to input in drive. Okay. So, that's it. What are we going to do today? On this stream, we're going to try to communicate between the physics and the mesh. And how do we do that? I don't know. So we're gonna try to figure out together. Okay, let me see the chat first. Hello, Maxiator. Maybe add some time cycle to drive on night. That's an interesting suggestion. Driving at night? Did you say driving at night? I'm never gonna finish what I started, but let's try to do something to get length of enum. To get length of enum, what? Developer experience. Developer experience, yeah, that's the quality of life. It's a Peugeot 206. When I was drawing these these mean front lights, headlights, I realized that it kind of looks like it's not intended to be anything. It's just intended to be like, I want to just draw it to look mean and nice, but it does kind of look like it. That's true. But it's not meant to be. It's meant to be a like a hybrid between different 2017 cars. Okay, and so yes, you said night. Well, let's try this. Night. There is the night. There, we just make everything nice. Cool. Oh, this actually reminds me of the first game in my engine I made. This actually looks pretty cool. Never actually tried this. There it is. And now we can actually increase the fog. Or decrease. No, that's... What if I decrease? But then... decrease the power. And decrease the... something like this. Oh, nice. There's some moonlight. Ooh! Wow! The headlights look really cool now. Wow, this is so cool. I'm glad I actually tried. But the sky should actually kind of not be totally dark. It should be a bit blue. Deep blue, very deep blue. Yeah, it kind of looks funky with the... It looks funky with the frame buffer, with the image effect. What if I remove it? Oh, the wall texture looks really nice actually, and the light, the white light is leaking a bit through the rear lights, so I have to repaint that. What if I remove the frame buffer? Oh, wow! This is now a totally different game. This really looks like night now. Now I have to make headlights. Oh no. Can I actually save these parameters? I totally forgot. I don't have any mechanism for saving the parameters, I think. Let's see. Config. So the config does not actually... No, the config doesn't actually show... doesn't save... fog color. Easy. Need some sparks from the exhaust. Glowing brakes in night mode is done. Oh my god, yes. I mean, look, the exhaust blowback. How do you call it? The blowouts. That's something I planned. But I totally forgot about glowing brakes. I need to add that now. Okay, well, that's for the future. Let's not make a night for the first version, I think. Glowing brake lights. Night time. And exhaust boom. Yeah, so you see how good physics in my game is? You can drive on the wall. Oh, this is so lame. This is so like, oh, why do I even exist? Such a depressive mood. Okay, look, I have an idea. So, you know how this oh, let me actually read the comments first. Need some sparks from the glowing brakes. How would you deal with the lights on the terrain? Aha! I thought about this right now. I have an idea. Wow, it's really wow. This looks really nice. It looks great. Let me like remember these colors so I can like, I'm just gonna take a screenshot of the colors. Okay. How would you deal with the terrain? You know, you know this, you see this shadow blob? You know how it works? I'm basically, for all materials in the scene, I'm setting this, the shadow blob, right? So how do you make headlights? Exactly this. You could do it in exactly the same way. You could just, I already have the car matrix, so wait a minute, I can actually make headlights. Let me try make headlights in like 10 minutes. Let's try to do this. Okay, this is now a challenge. So, yeah, I should open shaders here. So the way I do, I have this standard shader which is applied to all the terrain. Hello, Columbet. Rovampera would approve. What was that about? Insert perfectly normal phenomenon. Easy modding for the future. White blob colors of which are multiplied. I mean, yeah, you can, or you multiply everything else except the color. The thing is that, so yeah, the way how it can work, because this is the final color, right? Which I blend, so I add fog to this color. So what I just need to do is I need to have a, basically I just need to have, I have to mix the input color with this fogged up color. So you know you have, you literally just have unlit textures where the headlights are. But yeah, the thing is that the way I do the blob is I literally I pass a car matrix into the shader, and I have a position of the blob. So this is exactly what I can just do with lights, right? Let's try to do this. Let's try to do this, people. Let's try to do this. Okay, so let's copy this because this is the position of the blob. But I'm going to say light position, okay? And this is going to be the inverse of the car matrix by, of course, yes, so that we convert into world position, XYZ, okay, fine. And now, let's try first putting it on the position of the car. So, we have also this kind of, oh yeah, this is, I'm actually moving the blob on the z-axis and the y, you know, moving it down. Blob sphere, but yeah, basically we need a length of a light pos of a light pos. That's kind of it, but yeah, so the light, yeah, let's just say light, because the length of the light position is going to be the, let's paint it. Let's use the best tool Microsoft ever made. Yeah, if you have a car here, this is a nice car from the rear, right? Here. These are the lights. Okay, so you have a position of the car. It's somewhere here because it's and then what you do is you have some kind of a sphere where I'm going to make lights. But the thing is that the distance from that point is actually, if you plot it on a line, right? Let's say that this is a plot. Then the distance is going to be like this. So it's going to be black and then going up into 1. So what I actually want to do is I want to invert it. I want this. I want it to be the brightest in the middle and then go to 0. So what I just need to do is I just need to invert it. So I say 1 minus length. And then let's saturate it. Light is saturate light. Okay, And let's try to just multiply this. Let's just multiply it afterwards. Color multiplied by lights. So everything should be black actually now. Let's just try it. Okay. So, about the car riding the wall. Oh, really? Did Rovanpera ride the wall? Cool. Okay, so everything's black. That's a good sign. Something should be white in the middle, but it's not. So let's increase the size. So what we need to do now is we need to stretch this so that it's kind of like this. And the way we do it is, of course, by multiplying or, well, dividing the distance. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just should I think I need to divide. Let's see. Let's try to multiply it. No, I think it's dividing. I think it's dividing. So yes, like this. So it should have like a 10-meter sphere. Ah, it's not dividing. Maybe it's not dividing. Okay, maybe I'm not doing something correctly. Maybe the Okay, let me reread this. Okay, that's it. Fade is length by Yeah, this is fine, right? Everything is fine here. Let's multiply it instead. Let's see what happens. It's a crocodile. I just noticed the Windows Start logo is the same as the XP one. This is actually a 95 one. Or 95, sorry. Or 98. I just have a skin for it. Okay, so for some reason the light is not working as I was planning. Did I do something wrong here? Saturating light, that should be fine. Okay, what if I say 10 minus here, like this instead of like that? Brake lights and anti-light flame lights tow. Oh, there it is. Look at that. Isn't it beautiful? It's a white blob. It's a Omni headlight. This is exactly how point lights work in games, basically, you know. You're just like getting the... I mean, there's some nicer attenuation. It's not clipped like this, but... Okay. Pretty sure I saw a circle under the car. Okay, yes. Maybe I was blind. I'm sorry. So, there, we have an initial... The funny thing is the sky is white and there's a hole in the other side, so you can see this hole over there. But yeah, when you make the back side just black, then it will be black. Okay, so now what we did is we basically pushed it away, but we did not multiply. It doesn't go like this. What we actually did was... yeah, so what we did is that we just moved, plus 10. So what happens, because it's saturated, this happens. The light is 1 and then just suddenly drops. That is why it looks like a circle, and then it only fades on the very end. So yeah, if you want to fade it nicerly, maybe we can do like something like this. Something like... wait, should I maybe use the... not multiply the whole thing? No, I should multiply the whole thing. Okay, what if I do this? Oh, it could also be mask for vertex color. It could, yes. Okay, yes, now it's a bit fadier. That's nice. Okay. Yeah, let's make it a bit bigger, but make the fades like 0.3. But yeah, let's keep it at 10 maybe. But now what we want to do is we want to move it in front, right? So that it's not the Omni light in the middle of the car. Okay, well that's nicer. Let's make it a 0.1. What? Oh, wrong place to hit F5. I really should make a in-game compiler, recompile for the shaders, so I don't need to restart. That looks cool. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is let's push it forward. Let's say, so yeah, the way I'm doing this with the blob is I'm literally just moving the Z. So let's try to do that as well. Light pause. Maybe it's just going to work. Light pause Z plus 10. I'm curious how it would be made working correctly inside the tunnel. So far it seems like the light is affected by the tunnel's darkness. Yeah, I mean that's the second part that I'm going to deal with. Oh yeah, so I'm actually using reverse lights now. Oh wait, why is it offset? Oh no, it is correct. It just looks a bit offset. The funny thing is that the car is totally bright. So basically we just need to move it on the other side, and that's it. That's kind of it. So let's try driving this. Okay, yes. So the thing is that I'm multiplying lights here, but actually what I want to do is I want to use this light to lerp between the color that is shaded by the fog. So I'm going to say like this, color, and I'm going to use light as the interpolator value. But then I'm going to say here, I'm going to use the source of color. So input color 2. Oh, text. That's it. Text. Okay. So let's see this. I'm curious. Let's see how it looks now. Okay. So what have we done? Did we do anything? Okay, there is something. Something is happening in front. Now the car is weird. Oh, the colors are totally weird. What? Okay, it's blackening. It's like darkening the whole thing. So I must have done the opposite thing from what I was trying to do. This is funny. So everything is black now. Okay, so instead of doing this... Oh wait, why am I multiplying? I should not be multiplying, that's the problem. Okay, here we go. Oh, interesting, it's kind of reddish. So there, I'm actually lighting the tunnel now. Wow, this looks great. This looks like completely... I did not plan to make anything like this today or anytime soon. Wow! Even the what did I do now? I pressed F12 accidentally. What does F12 do? Okay, I just stepped out of it and it continued. Oh, is that the brake? Oh, F12 just brakes. Okay. I see. No, this was funny. I wanted to take a screenshot and instead I fucked it up. Okay. Wow, look at this. Even the car is totally dark now in the tunnel. And let me take another screenshot. Wow, look at this. Oh, yeah, I pressed F12 again, Alexander. Okay, with the rear light, with the brake lights. Wow. Okay. Now I need to make the headlights glow. I accidentally did an amazing thing. So thank you for whoever asked Farfadeh. Was that you? Okay. But it's white in the tunnel. We looks pretty cool. Looks like a successful unplanned thing. The thing is that oh yeah, I didn't even try it without the frame buffer. Man, look at that. Looks great. If I would be making some kind of a serious engine, then you would need to have like light culling. You need to figure out which pixels are affected by light and stuff. But since I have just one car with one light, yeah, just apply it to everything. Okay, let's make it dark now, as I did. Black. Oh, everything is black. Oh, geez, look at this challenge now. Try driving at this time of night without moonlight. Well, I know it kind of by heart, but oh no, I tumbled. And I'm back. This is scary now. Okay, this is cool. Let's let's kind of make it something like this, and then the background. Ooh, wow, blood reds. This is the horror. Whoa. This is now a David Szymanski game. Okay. So something like this. I really had some nice colors back then, but I'm not gonna look at those screenshots now. Yeah, I was fiddling with the fog radius as well and the power. Something like this. Okay, let's make it a bit darker and less colorful. Now it's totally... Everything is totally invisible now. Now this actually should be a lot darker. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Too dark. Slightly. Okay, cool. Look at that. We have night in the game. This is creepy. Now I have to make lights for the brake lights as well, and reversed lights. Oh my god! You see, just adding stuff to do then. That's the main problem with the game dev life. Hashtag game dev life. Just scope, infinite scope. Okay, let's try to survive the high speed section. Yeah, it's super hard to see. Ooh. Oh my god, it's so foggy. Ooh. This is like early morning. Early morning lights. Yeah, slightly brighter is actually nicer. When you can actually see something, even though you're just covering it with lights. And this section is hard because this is also shadowed. So around me is completely dark. But when you get out of this shadow from the mountain, it should be easier. There we go. Ah, no. Focus. Oh, no. Okay, a little wall riding. A little bumping into the corners. Whoa. Wow, this looks great. What? How did I hit the wall? I don't know. Okay. This is way nicer than I expected. Oh no. Okay, so now I have to have nights. Oh no. Yes, gear shifting manual. I did actually implement automatic, so yeah, this is actually automatic. And the reason why I mean you can still shift manually. But the reason why I made it automatic is that it's actually much nicer when you're developing. I just don't need to think about gears, and especially when speaking on the stream, and also like if I'm like flying the orbital camera, then I can just like don't need to think. I mean, I can keep my fingers on the mouse. No need to keep. Oh, whoa! That was a nice off ramp on the hill. Okay, let's go the other side. Let's make the fog a bit foggier and a bit darker. Yeah, actually, brighter blue is kind of nicer. Surprisingly. This is the real night now. And I wonder how is it with the frame buffer, which didn't resize, but you can see it at least. Wow, it turns the background into green for some reason. That's funky. It does look nice with the weird banding. Okay, so I've spent the whole stream not doing the stuff that I was expecting to do, but at least the result was great. Okay, so I should read some comments. I had an idea. Wait, I'm so jealous. It's so easy for you. Wait, looks like a successful and planned thing. It's so cool. It is. I'm so jealous. It's so easy for you. Well, you know, I experience, you know, and also I already had the car matrix because of the blob. So you know, it was just, you know, it was like I did 2% of the work. Okay, that's what I just had an idea. So let's turn away from the wall. Okay, let's turn off the frame buffer and enjoy the view. Oh. Yeah, it is kind of funny that it leaks through the wall, though. Okay. I had an idea. When you grabbed the windows, you should add the ability to shake the car by shaking the window, like to put it back on wheels. That's such a stupid idea. I love it. So it's like you're like shaking the window to. It could be a nice like physics little simulation, physics toy. To just shake. You know, you could make a really simple. Dice simulator. You know, like you want to throw some dice and you just shake the window. It's kind of like there's this. There are apps for the phone that do that with shaking the app. With shaking the phone. Brakes should cast red light. Oh my god, that's too like. I have like then I'm gonna have these like 10 different sections for headlights, reverse lights, brake lights, lights from each brake, and then also the exhaust lights. So yeah, it's like 10 light layers, and then I might even have a separate layer that's going to be lights from the. I mean now because. What do you do with environment lights now, right? Everything is dark. You need to have some like you know, light poles and spotlights and stuff like that. So I could bake that light into a vertex color as well, just like light bake. I just add another layer of vertex color. Yeah, actually I might do that, and then just make it work additively instead of you know, adding the color. Sorry, I mean like having the spotlights. But then the lights should actually work with the fog somehow, because they shouldn't be completely just mixing in a you know, the pure texture, but there should be a little mix of color as well. A little mix of fog as well. Anyway, and yeah, and then you can actually, what I can do now, I can do a really thick fog, so it's like fog lights. Let's reduce this. Yeah, it's like this is super thick fog. And let's increase the power a bit so that you can see the edge. So you can see the car. You can see the rocks. You can see now the wall, but the moment I go a bit further, like I can't see beyond 10 meters. And then, but then the lights work like fog lights. You can even make the fog white. It's like, oh, everything is fogged up. Yeah, this is kind of stupid. Everything is fogged up except the area that is affected by the headlights, which is not how real world would work. But this is now proper scary. Now you have to really trust your co-driver. Oh! and I didn't trust my co-driver to tell me not to cut. Any more? Yes, there's more chat. Now it's Doom Rally. Yeah. Need to make them spotlights. Get some cone attenuation on there. Yes, I mean, yeah. I might do that. Yeah, but maybe, you know, just like casting a texture, just like blob, is nicer. You know, a light cookie, as they would say, instead of using I mean, just like project a spotlight cookie onto the world. I'm definitely going to have to do that. Uh, Doom Rally, run on Mars. Run on Mars. That was probably the David Szymanski Red Fog comment. Riding in Nether. Oh yeah, this actually would look like Nether. Ooh. Now you hear all the monsters. Oh. Anyway, morning, Columbus. Hello, morning. Looks super legit. Okay, I need to go. Good night, everybody. Oh, good night. I'm sorry for being late. Oh, good night. Gear shift to manual. Idea for content. Air balloon. Fireworks. Yeah, too much. Oh, Buds, you reminded me a helicopter. There should be a TV helicopter, actually. So I'm gonna do that in the future. TV helicopter. More future creep. The echo should change inside tunnels. I was actually thinking about this. I was thinking about it. And yeah, I mean the So Loud library that I'm using for sound does actually provide you with some basic filters like reverb. So I could raycast into the world, into my beautiful bloody world. And then detect where the walls are. And if you're in the tunnel enclosed, you increase the reverb. That could be simple. Reverb and tunnels. Okay. Honestly, the game looks better without the frame buffer. I mean, it does. But it's missing the point. Now I won't be able to get it back. So now I need to keep the headlights, I guess, even for the version 1. Ugh, I don't know. I might actually use a trick to like because I might want some light inside the cave, so I can just make like one point light in the middle to light the car and their surroundings a bit. But man, this looks like a totally different game now. Now you need the spline path thing for the helicopter. Yeah, I was trying to avoid using a spline or path. Actually, I really do need some kind of a system with the spline and paths. I mean, I've developed my own spline path system for Unity, so I have experience with that. And it definitely won't be too hard. It's just one of the things to make. The thing is that I'm still going to probably need some kind of a path in the middle of the road because of how you need to determine where you are on the track. You know how like rally games they have that timeline thing where you're like, okay, this is the stage you are in. This is the stage you're not yet in. I actually did this for even I made this even in what's the name? What's the name? I forgot it. Pico Rally. Remember this game? I hope you can see it. Oh, good. There's no sound because it's super annoying. So this is a super small rally game I made a few years ago, and then in Pico 8, you can play it. It's on my itch. But the thing is, you see on the top of the screen. Yeah, I can't show you now, but on the top of the screen there is this stage markers, and as you go through checkpoints, I colored the stage markers by like if you were faster or slower, so like your split times. Oh, I'm in the water. And then you can drive around, and yeah. So then you can compare it with others. You can your split times. But yeah, if I want to have this like position of the if I want to have the position of a car, like your car is like here right now. You need to calculate the position of the car somehow, and the way to do it is to have a spline in your game. So if your car is over here, I know that was beautiful. I wanted to do this. If a car is here, you can project it to your closest spline, and then you know along the spline where you are. Unless you just use checkpoints. So if you have checkpoints, like here, here, then you kind of know in which segment you are, but you don't know exactly where you are on the track. So yes, I'm definitely going to have some path at some point. Maybe not in the first version. Jump straight to deferred lighting and volumetrics. Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is kind of deferred lighting, except I'm not output for deferred. Yeah, for deferred you need to output lighting into a map, into into a map, and then apply that to the final frame. But then you also need normals, you need depth and stuff, which I don't even have. This game doesn't have normals at all, by the way. You need at least depth to make it work. Your name is Future Creep, by the way, so it's like you're adding creep into my future game. Yeah. Now you need a spline path thing. I read that. Wow, this is nice. I love those marks from tires on the ground. What marks from tires? There are no marks from tires. Yet. Yeah, this is one thing that I want to add. Skid marks. Skid marks. Oh, they actually added that. V1 maybe. There it is. Skid marks. I actually added it. I need to delete it. Archive. Whatever. Oh, delete. Oh, no. Too late. Car lighting from light map. I actually solved this problem by using rays to... So that's done. Nice. Make shadow blob always be vertical. I didn't do that. Surface effects. Yes, this is today. Add surface effects. That's what I wanted to do today, but I didn't. I didn't do anything. Okay. Oh wow. This stream is only 1.5 hours long. I thought it was much longer, to be honest. Oh, for the Pico game. Yes. That's that one. Yes. I remember that I was just pushing like... I'm putting positions of your tires in the array, and then you're just drawing lines. It's so nice that you can just draw pixel perfect lines in Pico 8. I think I remember a video of Freya Holmer about that, finding the closest point on the spline Bezier curve. I do have code for that actually, and it's in my utils here. There is a way to If you go into Bezier utility, I have this closest point on curve. There it is. And this is not my code. I found this inside, I think it was one of the Unity packages, like provided by Unity Technologies. They had this nice way of finding a closest point on a spline. So you can do that. But the thing is that if you have, in my case, I don't even need a spline, right? I could just convert it to, a path that is a polyline, and that is super easy because you just project to the line like this, right? It's super easy, and then you just check, okay, which segment has the closest point. But yeah, I don't know how to exactly export the spline. Should I use Blender for that or something? I don't know how to embed it. So I will definitely going to have to maybe make a script, Blender script for that. To export splines or something. Okay, so yeah, let's try. Okay, let's go to the business end. So we had some fun with the lights. What's wrong with the lights? Chocolate croissants. Okay, nothing. Light position. Yeah, so I have this light position, but let's disable this for now. What does this work? Wow, it works. Oh, it doesn't work if you do it multiple times. So Control K, Control C does add comments, but it doesn't remove them. So nice. Okay, so for now I'm going to disable lights. It's not like it takes some huge effort from the shader to do it, but yeah, for now. So Control K, Control U removes. Oh, I see. So yeah, there's no more lights. Good. Everything works. Control K, Control U. I see. But if you make them multiple times? Oh, okay. So that also works here, I assume. Oh, okay. Well, great. I didn't know that. Cool. Thank you for that a lot. In VS Code, it's Control slash. Yes, but I'm not using VS Code. I actually made it use a Control slash is create a new window or something. I am actually using a Visual Studio keys because I just didn't want to learn everything. Relearn and then have to remember which I'm using right now. Okay, so the reason why I started this stream was simple. It was not simple, it was actually complicated. And that is to try to raycast into the meshes and get vertex color from the meshes that I hit. And the reason why I want to do this is so that I can detect which piece of track is tarmac, which part of track is grass, which part of track is, snow, maybe, if I'm going to have snow. Well, this is white. Or which one part of is ground or mud or whatever. So that you won't be able to cut through the whole grass area and assume it's just tarmac. So I need to read that off either through a material of the mesh. So each mesh has a material. This is a mesh. It has a material assigned to it. But then there's also a collision mesh on top of this. Right? Like, imagine these are just at the same position. It's a collider. But the problem is, the way I make colliders in game is that they have no idea. They're not linked at all. There's nothing that links them. There's nothing that links them. So, the problem is that I can't, if I raycast into the collider, boom. And even if I get which collider it is, I can't get which mesh it belongs to, because there's no connection between the mesh and the collider. So how do I do this? Let me see. Physics. So this is the engine files. Physics H. Raycast. Create mesh collider. So look, there is a thing called create mesh collider. And in this create mesh collider, what I do is, oh, there's a leak here. Oh, yes, of course there's a leak, because I'm creating a new vertex array, and I don't care about disposing it. I can't delete meshes or things from the game at all. So who cares? Everything gets cleaned up after you shut down the game anyway, right? So I don't really care about deleting any memory on the heap at all. For now in my engine. The thing is that this vertex array, creating a BT triangle index vertex array. So what you do is you pass the triangles index base, okay, stride, okay, vertices. What is this vertex base thing? Oh, I see. It is the vertex and the stride again. Yes, the indices and the triangles and the vertices. But you don't ever like send a pointer to your to something that's going to get a information about your mesh or something. So now I need to figure out how to do that. Striding mesh interface. Interesting. Mesh interface. Mesh interface. Use quarter the build BVH. What is this? What is this mesh interface? Striding mesh interface. So this is a. Is this a? It is a striding mesh interface. What does it say? Allows to access multiple triangle meshes by indexing into existing. Additional meshes can be added using an indexed mesh. No duplicate is made of the vertex index data. It only indexes into external vertex index arrays. So keep those arrays around during the lifetime of this triangle. Okay, so yeah, I can't really release memory of the meshes, even if I upload them to the GPU, which I'm not even doing, but I'm just saying. So yeah, they need to be in memory all the time to get to be affected by physics. Okay, so let's. The thing is that I do have a pointer. Aha, I see. So I do have a pointer to the positions, right? But where are my colors? My colors are right there, right beside positions, right? Because I have my vertex. Not that vertex, the other vertex, the vertex class. My vertex has 3 position floats, 2 UVs, another 2 UVs which I don't actually need anymore, but the thing is that the colors are right there. So when you access vertices, the colors are just next to it. So if I do get a pointer to the array of vertices, I can easily get a colors as well. But let's Google first. Let's see if somebody has already solved this. Bullet, get colors like raycast into mesh. Get colors, something like this. Well, great. Raycast getting color from mesh render causing crash. That's Unity. Oof. Bullet, raycast into mesh. Raycasting to static mesh, polygon soup. Okay, there is a forum post. Trying to use Bullet to implement static objects picking using raycast. Okay, so static object picking. That's very exactly could be used by me. That's probably something wrong with my code. Okay, so he has a example. Scene nodes. This is ogre. Triangle mesh. Get world parent node. Okay. Set collision shape. Okay. Set user pointer. What the hell is a user pointer? Set user pointer. Bullet. User pointer. User pointers. In my post collision detection, I determined whether two balls collided in a virtual world by inspecting is not moving. But this was shit. Oh, nice blog post with a sentence. But this was shit. I crammed open the C++. Okay. Set user pointer. Great. Now I set my physics rigid bodies for the two balls and the ground. Am I using this anywhere? Set user pointer. Let's let it Visual Studio think. Each render cycle. I simply call the getUserPointer function to fetch the model pointer of each colliding object. Okay. This is exactly what I need. I need a getUserPointer. I see. So, what I need to do is I basically need to provide each vertex with this user pointer. Let's see if is that inside here. Set user point. No, it's in the shape, right? Tree shape. Set user pointer. There it is. Set user index. Users can point to their objects. User pointer is not used by bullets. Okay. Optional user data pointer. Okay, so if I do this, user pointer, what the hell is supposed to be there in that user pointer? Set user pointer. Okay, let's do something. You know, the problem with bullets is that there is a little bit of a, not a lot of documentation out there, and this documentation is completely useless. So you kind of have to figure out yourself. Avoid using this internal API call. Use set user pointer instead. Set user can point to their objects, and this is the ridiculous thing, because there's nothing here that you can learn really, because it's all the stuff that's already embedded here. It says optional user data pointer. Users can point to their objects. User pointer is not used by bullet. Yeah. Set user point. So the best thing you can do really in with bullet is to find example code like this. What does it even say what it is going? The origin of this software? No, it doesn't. Can be used to manage collision detection objects. Maintains all information is needed for a collision detection, shape transform, and ABB proxy. They can be added to the BT collision world. Set user pointer. Users can point to their objects. Again, you're saying the same thing. User object same pointer. Internal gets. Oh, that's just code. This is just code of the library, right? Yeah, right. So let's not look into here. Let's try to find some examples. Raycast. Raycast demo. What does it do? What does the Raycast demo actually do? Cast rays. Get a collision object array. Compute overlap in pairs. Okay, that's what I'm doing already. BT triangle raycast callback. Okay, that's interesting. I don't think I'm using that one. Raycast. Where is my raycast? Closest raycast result callback. Okay. So I guess I need a different callback type. Use simplex convex cast raycast. What the hell? So what am I actually doing? I'm ray testing into with ray from worlds, ray to world, and callback. So what is the type? Ray result callback. Okay, so it can accept different types of callbacks. Interesting. So what I can do is I can actually create a different type of raycast. Let's try to do a triangle raycast. Yeah, let me actually try to do it in the main. Without actually editing the physics. So while is running, where is my shadow raycast? Okay, let's try to do it here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use engine physics raycast. But instead of this, I'm going to use engine physics dynamic worlds raycast, ray test. And then I'm going to provide a triangle engine physics dynamics world. Sorry, I need to do BT collision world. BT collision worlds. Triangles callback. All hits, closest convex, closest ray result. Where is the triangle? BT triangle raycast callback. BT collision world. Interesting. All hits result callback. is now enabled by default. Use the faster but more approximate algorithm. BT triangle results callback. And what is this all thing? All hits array results. So does it just like have, is it like a multiple cast thing where for each ray cast it will give you all the things it intersects? Hit fractions. Yes, there is multiple of them. Okay, I don't need multiple of them. I just need a triangle raycast. BT raycast callback. Oh wait, the triangle callback is actually just there. BT triangle callback. BT triangle raycast. It actually should be called BT triangle raycast callback, which doesn't exist. So is it BT collision worlds raycast? No. Okay, so it's in BT rake. Maybe I just need. Okay, it's in a completely separate file. Maybe I just need to include it. Include BT. Come on, IntelliSense. BT collision common. Bullets. Collision. Bullets collision. Which one? Shapes. Raycast. BT triangle index. No. Okay. This is gonna take forever. I'm just gonna look for this. Go to document. I can't even go to the goddamn document. No, not there. I want to look for a, okay, I'm gonna do it here. I'm gonna say BT, what's the name again? Jesus, these names, I keep forgetting it. Oh, there it is. Bullet collision shapes. I was there. How come I didn't see it? Okay, bullet collision. Collision shapes. Triangle. Does it say callback? There it is. Finally. Okay, finally found it. Okay, so I think let's put it on top because it's bullets. So where was I? Let's see. BT triangle callback. Is that the one I need? BT triangle raycast. BT triangle raycast callback. Where is it? BT triangle callback. Okay. BT triangle callback. BT raycast callback. Okay, I'm just going to search for it. Oh, it doesn't exist. Oh, that's great. How doesn't it exist? Am I using an older version of Bullet or something? Is this an older version of Bullet? I'm definitely not using an older version of Bullet. An engine. Vendor. No, it's in dependencies. Dependencies, bullets, include. Is it 3 collision? Narrow phase? No. Wait, there's a... No, this shouldn't be it. It should be bullet collision. Dispatch. Is it dispatch? Triangle. Shapes. This is such an amazing stream stream content. Triangle callback, triangle buffer, and triangle callback. But there's no raycast. Oh Jesus, this is painful. BT raycast callback. BT raycast. Where is the BT raycast callback? It doesn't exist. Not here. Where is raycast? Okay, PCH. No, where is my bullets physics? Physics. So, where am I getting things from? Ghost objects, dynamics common. No, dynamics is not about raycasting. Dynamics is all about rigid bodies. Ghost object. What the hell is a ghost object? BT overlapping pair cache. Yeah, let's actually just go to raycast and let's see where it is. Closest raycast callback. It's in BT collision world. Okay. BT collision world. And what about the triangle? Local shape info gives extra information for complex shapes. Currently only BT triangle mesh shapes is available. Okay, this is array result callback. Can you add user info into this? Oh no, you're adding user info into colliders themselves, not the raycast. Right. Yeah. Triangle raycast. Raycast triangle. Raycasting. Okay, let's read some forums first. What is first? We need to see how old is this. Oh, 2006. Amazing. This is super old. Yeah, actually, I want to see where my how does the raycast hit actually work? How does it look? That's what I wanted to see. When I open up the BT raycast callback. I need to cool myself down. This is the joys of making your own engine. You can't even do the simplest things. Let's look for a triangle. Triangle mesh. Triangle. Process all. Finding intersecting. This is from 2011. Everything is more than 10 years old. That's not a very good sign. Closest ray result callback. Okay. Forgetting the triangle info of raycast. Check out the code linked file posted in this thread on the same topic. In particular, it looks like you want to use the collision world raytest function and supply it with your own subclass of BT collision world raycast callback. Example from the... Okay, so actually I could create my own raycast callback. No, it's in BT collision world. BT collision world callback. So are there closest convex, closest ray, contact result, convex results, ray result, all hits. Okay, so let's just take closest ray result callback for a moment, and let's see what's inside. Closest fraction, add single result has hit. Closest hit fraction, closest collision filter group, collision filter, collision object. Wait a minute, it has a collision object? Are you kidding me? Okay, I was looking for this. Oh yeah, but I don't have a triangle index. That's the problem. Okay, so you can get a collision object. You get a pointer. You get a pointer to the mesh. And from the pointer to the mesh, I should be able to get a graphical mesh. So let's try this. Let's try this. First, I can actually do a raycast. Engine, physics, dynamics. Well, oh, I just realized it would be nice to have an engine thing. It would be nice to be able to raycast from the mouse. I actually do that a lot in Unity. Like you raycast from mouse into the world, and I don't actually have that here in my engine, but it would be a nice thing to add. So let's let's put it in my mental notes. Add raycast from camera. From mouse. So for now I'm just going to raycast from the camera. Physics. Engine physics. Raycast. And I'm going to raycast from camera. Engine camera position. To engine camera forward. And is this the actual forwards? I never remember. Note, forward is actually minus Z in OpenGL. So it's not the actual forward. I need a minus. But the problem is that this is not using a... This is GLM and not bullet vectors. So I need to convert them from GLM to bullet. I have this utility method. No, I'm not looking in the chat if there's something in the chat. What was I thinking about? I was thinking about raycasting from position to the minus forward. And yeah, so what we'd get here is we get a collision callback. Yeah. And then a mesh hit. Let's call it a mesh hit. And now I'm going to mesh hit dot collision object. So this is a pointer, right? This is a pointer. It definitely is a pointer. Mesh hits collider. Okay, so for the beginning, do I have a distance? Oh, I do have a distance. Okay, the distance is infinite basically. Let's add a little GUI, which is going to be a yeah. Let's put it on the top of the drive so that we can see it nicer. Aim GUI text, and I'm going to say hit mesh, and there's going to be a %s, which is formatting token for the string. No, it's going to be an I think, for an int, and I'm going to add a what was it? The hit thing, mesh hit collider. So let's just output the mesh hit collider, and let's see what happens. I should probably make it null pointer. If mesh hit has hit, do this. If it has not, null pointer. So let's debug this. The debug. Let's see if we are getting anything. Oh, you know what? I could have just gotten a normal as well, and kind of debug it so that we can see in the world. Oh yeah, I'm now recompiling because I've changed some files, but I did not actually change the files. I'm sorry if this whole thing is super boring to you. Okay, so let's now. Oh yeah, one more thing I added in the meantime, by the way. I didn't show you that. One thing I added is this camera of like free flying camera. So it's like yeah, I call it the no clip because it's kind of like no clip in first person. If you use scroll, you can increase the speed. The problem though is that it's using the same controls as the car. So if you hold W, it will, you know, step on the gas. Actually, I don't know why it doesn't. Oh, it is a bit broken. Anyway, let's look at our GUI. There it is. It's a hit mesh pointer. So we are looking into the rocks. 464. We're looking into the sky. And it's not a null pointer. Why is it not a null pointer? I know why. Because the forward camera is actually forward. Okay, so it's actually behind us. That is the 0. Behind us is nothing. Okay, so we are actually getting pointers to the mesh. So let's actually debug this. Let's say that if mesh hit as hit, let's debug it. Let's say debug draw. Debug draw. Ray. Debug draw ray from the origin that we have, which is the no, it's not an origin. It's actually a mesh hit point world, which is a BT, of course, so we need to convert it. And the normal is again from mesh hit normal. So it's kind of very similar to Unity, how Unity has these raycast dot points and dot normal. You know, it's basically the same thing. So we have this raycast. Am I actually providing a color? I'm not providing a color. Oh, I need to close this bracket. Oh, there is a color. Okay. I do actually need to provide a color. So let's just make it red, of course. What else? Okay. So now we should have some normal, but let's actually have it forward instead of backwards. So I incorrectly stated here in the comment that this is a note. Forward is actually -z. Ah, I misread it. -z. It is the real forward. It's just that I made a note. It said like, oh, -3 is yeah, whatever. Yeah, it was. I made a comment. I made a comment to make it clearer, but actually it confused me. So yeah, I should never put comments. So as you can see, we are actually raycasting into the world, and the normal is correct. We are colliding with a thing. So well, the camera is kind of, you know, it's kind of laggy because it's physics and it's uninterpolated, and the camera is kind of on a different time scale, in a different timeline. So yeah, we can see that we are colliding with the thing. And now, if I look at the pointer number, this one is 3264, right? We go into the wall. The wall is a different pointer because it's a wall, because it uses a different material, that's why. And then the grass is a different material. So if we go here, 1 to 8. Oh, it's actually a different one. Oh, that's interesting. 1 to 8. 1 to 8. Ah, right, because it didn't merge them in Blender. I just remembered. So this is all 1 to 8. Good. It is consistent. It's just that I totally forgot which object is which. And then this huge mountain finishes on 608, which is the whole mountain is just 608. So that's correct. Okay, good. So what we did now is we have a pointer to the mesh that we're colliding. But now we need to connect it somehow to the actual graphical mesh. So how are we going to do that? Well, let's try to add this custom data. And we can do that in main. So for each of this, of the colliders that we create, add colliders to everything. I just accidentally scrolled to the correct point. So this is where I actually, for each scene object, after I load the terrain, the environment mesh, I go through each object, and then if it doesn't contain the word tree, so I don't create colliders for trees. If it doesn't contain the word tree, create a collider. And as you can see here, I'm getting a collider, BT collision shape. But what I can do here is I can set user pointer. So a user pointer for some data, right? For some data. And this data, let's make this data, let's make a surface data, some kind of a surface data. Okay. The funny thing is this sounds even simpler than C#. Strangely. So because you don't have those interfaces, you don't have inheritance, you can just dispatch pointers, and pointers just work, and they don't just work, they make everything unreliable. But the thing is that you can just like send a pointer to something, and that thing has no idea what your code is. This is a huge problem with C#, which, like, if you have the different packages need to be aware of interfaces between, two different libraries or packages. And yeah, and then you have this whole architecture problem of having to think about how to design your whole library so that all parts are aware of each other. In C++, you just give a pointer, and the pointer is like, yeah, whatever. You implement what you want. Okay, so let's make a struct that's going to be surface data. And let's just make one int, okay? Let's just make one int for the beginning. And I say the number. And the number is, of course, going to be 666. And so yeah, let's try to have the surface data and then have an array of surface datas. For example, GLTF. Okay, so no, let's have one surface data for now. Surface data, right? Surface data is surface data. And what we want to do is we want to take a pointer to this. We want to take a pointer to surface data. We need to make sure that it doesn't, of course, get deallocated at the end of something. It's in the main scope, so it will always be here. And then what I want to do is I want to get a pointer and pass that into the engine physics. Set user, no, collider. Set user pointer. And let's set it to our surface data. Of course, it needs to be a pointer. A pointer to, of course, it needs to be a void pointer. Oh, it just works like this. Okay, I don't need to void it. I don't need to cast to void, which is strange, actually. It should warn me, I think. So, once I raycast later, when I raycast, okay, let's actually see if this works, if this compiles. We don't cast a void pointer, so let's see if this works. But now I want to go into my raycast. Okay, it works fine. Now, when I go into my raycast, when I raycast and I hit, I want to mesh hit collider. I want to detect the user data, right? User data mesh hit user data is, oh, it should be in has hit. Yeah, let's make it null pointer. But it has, if it has hit, then, oh yeah, I can't make it auto. So, surface data pointer. If has hit, mesh hit, add single result. No, get user. No, I need to get a collider, right? Collision object. Oh, I actually have a collision object here. Of course. Collision mesh hit collider. Get user pointer. Right, user pointer. There it is. So I get a pointer, and that's going to be this. Okay. Right? Mesh user. Yeah, but I need to cast it. Let's just dirty cast it like this. No. Can I reinterpret cast into surface data pointer? Right? That works. And now what I can do is let's just quickly spd log info. What? spd log info mesh hit user data dereference the number. And hopefully we're not going to be dereferencing a nothing. Users can point into their objects. User pointer is does it allocate does it initialize to null pointer? It doesn't. Well, this is amazing. Thank you, Bullet. Why don't you initialize to null pointer, huh? Why don't you? Yeah, so I'm actually not sure if this is not going to be a good pointer. Let's just see what happens. Okay, let's just see what happens. If the game crashes, we know that the pointer is invalid. I love how there's nobody on the chat for like past hour because pointers and bad documentation. There it is. We have a crash, which means that it was indeed a null pointer somewhere. So how do I guarantee that the set user pointer is How do I do this? And I know why it is happening right at the start of the game, because I'm colliding with a car, and the car doesn't have a user pointer. Bullets, get user pointer, null pointer. Is anybody alive on the stream? Say something. Set user index. Users completed their objects. I need to save something else. Set user pointer, but it is a void. Pointer. The problem is exactly the same as index, so I assume set index is not. No, it doesn't. Yeah, of course, it's not a null pointer by default. Get user index will be 0. I'm sorry. So, there's two magic values in bullets. Get user index and get user index 2. So what about... So I'm not going to use this because this is going to dereference. Let's SPD log a mesh hit user data. Oh yeah, no, not that. Mesh hit collider. Oh yeah, of course, I have the mesh hit collider. Mesh hit collider and user index. Get user index. Oh, there's actually 3 user indexes. So what am I actually going to get as a get user index? I wonder. Because what I can do is I can set an index and I can say, okay, index 1, index 2. And then if it's 1, then you can set a pointer. Okay, so what does it say? -1, interesting. The user index is -1 by default. Interesting. So we are raycasting, so it's always going to be -1. I wonder who is setting that. Get user index returns a user index. Oh, it must be in the constructor. It must be in the constructor. I totally forgot constructors exist because I'm not really using constructors. Oh yeah, there it is. But I can't go to definition because I don't have the C++ code here. Okay, so we are sure that it's -1, right? But what we can do is we can set a user index to something different instead of this pointer. which is interesting. So instead of using this set user index, let's set it to, yeah, let's set this index to 666 instead of using a struct. Okay, so what does the log say? It says -1 because we're hitting the car. And it says still -1. Why? It should say 1. Set user index. Users can point to their objects. Okay, I just put it there. Set user index. Why doesn't it work? Why doesn't it work? Set user index. Get user index. Yeah, let's just have a user index and a mesh kit collider. Int user index. Let's just call it mesh hit user index. Mesh hits has hits is going to be get user index. Otherwise 13. So if it's 13, we're not hitting anything. So yeah, let's not use this SPD log. Instead, let's imgui it. So hit mesh user index. Mesh hit user index. Alternatively, if this doesn't work, we can use a map of pointers and then map a surface to them. Okay, so let's see. Instead of using that, we're now using a little GUI thing. So, oh wait, there was something. Oh yeah, 13. If we're missing, it's 13. -1, still -1. So for some reason, user index was not set. And why is that? I don't know. Set user index. Set user index. Bullets. Set user index. What does it say? Of storing 1 integer per rigid body. I need to store more than 1 integer. Yeah. Users can point to their objects. User pointer is not used. Set user index. Is user index used for something? Set user index. But yeah, it doesn't say anything. User index. Yeah. Users can point at their objects, still the same explanation. Set user index minus set user index. Is this something that I'm completely missing here? Is a user thing just something completely different? Set user pointer examples. Oh man, what? There's an example. How did I miss this? From open source projects. Oh, this is some kind of a bot aggregator for sure. Set user index. Set user pointer. Yeah, this thing is pointing to something. There's some rig as well. Physics manager by somebody is using a user pointer. But the problem is that the pointer itself is totally random because it is not set by bullets. At least I think so. Let's see. Let's try to debug the user pointer. I think I'm getting a bit tired. Going to finish in about 10 minutes maybe. Okay, so what? Oh, the pointer is 0. Okay, user point is 0. Let's add a pointer here. So it is actually initialized to null pointer. That is good. That is good. That is good. But for some reason, set user index, set user pointer. For some reason, the pointer was not really set. I guess because I was dereferencing a wrong pointer. Okay, so this one doesn't have. Yep, for some reason the user pointer is always 0. Why is that? Why is that? Why are all user pointers 0 when I'm clearly creating a mesh collider, submitting a mesh collider, set user pointer always 0. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna find anything basically. Weird behavior when retrieving stored user pointer. I have a collision object world with 2 collision objects. Get user pointer. It works like a charm. I get a stored pointer. I can access it and use the pointer as it find. However, from another function, when I do ray test in a collision world, the collision object retrieved from the result callback refuses to give me the user pointer stored. I get 0. Maybe this is an issue with the raycast. Not sure if it's relevant, and I can't see it in the current code, but I know that Bullet makes use of temporary collision shapes for some bits of the collision testing, which may not be correctly maintaining the user pointer. Thing to search for: breakpoints on would be set temporary collision shape in BD collision objects. Oh, the funny thing is that I stopped using a collision world only. Exactly. Oh, okay. This makes everything so now more complicated. If for ray testing it uses a copies objects. Oh no. If memory serves, user pointers are not serialized in any way using the default world loader. I do a lookup in std map instead. Thank you for your reply. I sorted the problem out. It was a very embarrassing issue with my C++ function, not the Bullet. I was doing the ray test in a function that was being passed intersect asset. So I was passing the pointer by copy, not by reference. And then the function returned the pointer was gone. But I mean, the pointer being copied is... I was also considering an std map solution actually. I'd already implemented it. Yeah, that was what I was thinking about. Like, I could just use a map of all collision objects that point into my surface data. I don't quite understand what you mean by user pointers are not serialized. My graphics engine as an asset, let's say class my asset, that's always paired with a bullet rigid body. So I have, okay. What's in a function body is not relevant when dealing with pointers. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, passing out the object by reference does not solve the problem. If the pointed object does go out of scope, it will still go out of scope. Yeah, exactly. There's not, like, it's not really solving anything. You're building them at runtime. Yeah. So they're just like me. This guy's or gal is making this at runtime. So it's not an issue with what they're talking about. But I'm really this is a weird thing that it would copy bullets would copy things, making a temporary collision shape, and doesn't copy the pointer, the user pointer. So how do I actually copy the user pointer? I have no idea. Oh my god. Get user pointer ray test. Making a faster ray test. Ray test. Oh! User pointer base result closest raycast callback. Okay. If collision test passed, further test out with criteria. BD collision object. BD collision object proxy. What? What is this proxy thing? Mesh heads. Collider. Collision object. There's a user pointer, but is static object. I could do that to test. Okay, so I'm going to try out things on my own and try to get this user pointer or user index. I think this is the way to go. I think this is really the way to go, to use a user pointer, and then I can connect that to my surface data like I did. But I'm going to try to find a way how to get it, how to get that pointer from the collider. That's the weird thing. That's the weird thing. Why is it always 0? Why is it 0? What if I do a void star and then I'm not gonna reinterpret cast? I'm just gonna get the user pointer. And then I can... Let's debug this. Is it because of reinterpreting doesn't work? But no, it should always be the same, even if you reinterpret it to anything. So, I think this is the way to go. I just need to investigate what's wrong and why I don't get the user pointer. Yeah, so user pointer is definitely 0. Definitely 0. Okay, so I think this is enough for today, for the stream. And I might continue tomorrow. I am not sure. Or I might just... First I'm gonna chill a bit from talking all day. But then I'm going to try to investigate how to get this pointer, which obviously doesn't work. So just flying through the caves. Now I need to make a drone game of flying through the caves. Whoa, I'm in the mountain. Okay. So on Saturday I'm doing a jam. I'm doing a game jam. And I don't know if I'm going to stream. Maybe I am going to. But tomorrow I'm probably preparing for the jam because it's going to be at my place. And yeah. So just flying through the mountain, through my beautiful map. Okay. Let's resize this. Show all the beauties of the map. So yeah, thanks for joining for the stream. We did some amazing stuff with the headlights. Totally unexpected. And then for what I wanted to do with getting mesh data, I didn't manage to do because it just didn't work in the end. But that is kind of like a problem with bullets because it lacks documentation and lacks examples. So now I'm going to just have to investigate on my own. Perhaps try to dig out some examples. But yeah, if I don't know what I'm going to do. Yeah, I'm going to have to figure it out somehow. If I can't figure this get pointer, I'm going to have to use a map of just mesh pointers. But the thing is that if those are actual copies, as they say, then I can't even map temporary pointers to my map. I mean, yeah, this is a much bigger issue, as you can see. So yeah, thanks for joining again, and see you maybe tomorrow, but more likely next week, because, as I say, I'm going to be super busy during the weekend. Okay. Well, thanks again. See you next time. Bye.